Woo! Everybody, we're going to do this in one take. Can we do it? I bet this is mirrored. I'm sorry, you probably can't read this. I'll get a better camera set up eventually, but here we are. Today we're going to have a story time and a little song time, kind of for Eikaiwa. So, Malia no fushigi na sekai e yokoso. Good evening. Ready, set, action. What did I bring? What did I bring today? I brought a very special story to me. And we're talking about ants. This bug is an ant. And the name of this story is Andy Ant. When I was a little girl, this was my favorite story. And the author is Pops Winky. Let's read it. It's really vintage. So cool. Let's see. I'll show you. It's a little ant. He lives in Furdale. Andy Ant. He's sitting by Pacific Publishing House. 1977. It's an old book. Alright. Furdale was the largest ant town in the forest. The town gate. Where's the gate? Oh, here's the gate. The town gate, a big old anthill, stood among the trees not far from the crossroad. I see lots of crossroads here. Let's turn the page. It was the end of summer. Every ant hurried to fill the stores and warehouses before the rain and snow came. The busiest ant in town was the old gatekeeper. Every time an ant came in, the gatekeeper marked in a book whatever the ant carried. Seeds, berries, firewood. Firewood for the winter. Where's the firewood? I don't see it. Andy Ant lived in Furdale, too. He was always ready to help, but most of the time his help turned out to be very odd and strange. One day, when he was in the forest, he saw a wagon piled high with firewood. So there's the wagon, and there's the firewood to keep them warm in the winter. Turn the page. I'll go help pull it, he thought. But he couldn't get to the ropes. Oh well, I'll help push. But there was no room behind the wagon either. Andy went around again and began pushing. The trouble was that he was pushing the wagon backwards. Hey, you there, the ant shouted. What are you doing? Who, me? Yes, you. You're holding us back. We've got no time for stupid jokes. Oh, I'm not joking, said Andy. I'm trying to help. We're not being very nice to Andy. Andy stood aside and let the wagon pass. A little later, he saw a lady carrying baskets of raspberries. Raspberries. Do you like raspberries? I love raspberries. Can I carry the basket? Andy asked her. The lady said, I can carry them myself, thank you. But maybe you can help out at the warehouse. Andy Ant thought it was a marvelous idea and followed the lady through the gate. Give us a hand, lad, someone said the minute he arrived at the warehouse. Sure, Andy said happily, and helped getting a huge sack off an ant's back. Oh, that's heavy. Ouch, my back. Oh, my back hurts. That's good. Help your friend. If you see somebody having trouble, help them. Wow, look at all the food. It's making me hungry. He looked around for more things to do. Wow, what a busy place. Everywhere ants were hurrying among the barrels and boxes and bins and baskets. Some were hanging ears of grass seeds from long strings under the ceiling. Oh, I know what I'll do, Andy thought. I'll hang grass seeds. I love to climb ladders. In a wink, he was on his way up a ladder, clutching an ear of grass seeds under his arm. But when he reached the top and looked down, he got scared. Oh, I'm scared! He was very high up and everything was so far down. He grabbed for the ladder, but he lost his balance and fell down into the raspberries. Oh, he's all covered in raspberries. Oh, what a mess. Oh, his head was in the barrel, his feet kicking in the air. It took 3 ants to get him out. And when they set him down, they could hardly stop laughing. Andy Ant looked like a clown, all painted red. Bright red. I can't stay in the warehouse, Andy mumbled as he went to wash up. Wow, that reminds me of my time at Target. I used to climb high ladders in the back room. And I thought I was gonna fall down. Sometimes I had to go up, maybe 30 feet high just to get one candle for a customer. I thought I was gonna fall down. Oh, and I can't stay in the warehouse, he said. Oh, he didn't know what to do next. Outside, he saw a police. Help me. If you need help, you need a helper, the police. The police can help you. Oh, he asked where he could find a job. Well, now the officer said, let's see, what can you do? Well, I can do anything. That's quite a lot, son, the officer smiled. Have you tried the mushroomery? It's a good place. My cousin works there. Wow, the mushroomery. Oh, look. Mushroom. All mushrooms. It must be a place where they make mushrooms. Mushroomery. Why didn't I think of that? Thanks an awful lot. And in the same instant, Andy was on his way. On the page. What a place the mushroomery was. Mushrooms of every shape and size were growing everywhere. And among them ants were busy raking, digging, or harvesting mushrooms. Oh boy, I just love it, Andy cried with excitement and stepped off the path. First of all, I got to find a shovel. Can we find a shovel? Look at this picture. Wow, that's really beautiful art. Can we find a shovel? Oh, he has a shovel. This ant has a shovel. He found a green garden hose on the ground. I think I'll water mushrooms instead. He found the valve and turned it. Somebody began shouting from behind a huge mushroom. Ah! Turn off the water! Andy, in his hurry, turned the valve the wrong way. He was still busy with it when the chief gardener appeared. So he turned the water, and too much came out. He turned the valve the wrong way. He was still busy with it when the chief gardener appeared, soaking wet. Who are you? He demanded furiously, shaking a bony finger at Andy. What are you doing here? I'm looking for a job, sir. A job? You're lucky you don't work here because I would fire you right now. Fire, when you fire somebody, means you take their job away. He says, get out of here. Go. Bye. Goodbye. Oh no, poor Andy. He's gotta go. He was still wiping his face when Andy left the mushroomery. Oh, I'm a good-for-nothing, Andy Ant thought sadly. He stopped at a bakery looking at the cakes and heaps of donuts. Oh, sweets! Yum! Delicious sweets! Donuts, cake, and apples. Oh, he wanted that. Hey, this would be a great place for me. He gathered up his courage and he walked in. Courage by Yuki. Courage. He walked in. The baker came with a big apron. He's got his white apron around his belly. Sir, I'd like to work here, Andy said courageously. The baker looked him over several times and asked if he liked cakes. Yes, sir, I do. How big a piece can you eat? The baker wanted to know. Oh, I don't know. I never had a big enough piece of cake, he said. The baker nodded. I can see you're honest. He said, hey, you're hired, son. You can start right now. The baker gave Andy a jelly finger, then sent him to the shop to learn how to make pies and pastries, sweets. Bread, lots of bread. Page. It was warm. Ooh, look at oven. It was warm in the bakery shop from the row of glowing ovens. The bakers and apprentices were busy kneading, stirring, making cakes, putting loaves of bread in the ovens, or taking them out. Andy hardly knew what to look at first. So busy. Look at mixing over here, kneading over here. Wow. Everybody's working. But after a while, he got tired of watching. I might as well get started, he thought. He went to the back of the shop where the big wooden tubs stood. He wanted to make bread. He put some flour, there's the flour, and salt, and water in a tub, and added a whole box full of yeast. He was mixing and kneading happily when the yeast began to work. The dough grew bigger and bigger. It swelled over time. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Bigの反対ご存知ですか? Small. Well, this is big. It's really big. It got bigger and bigger, spilled on the floor, and it kept growing and growing and growing. Soon the whole back of the shop was a mess of sticky dough. I've done it again, Andy sighed unhappily. He knew that he was through. He didn't wait to be sent away. He opened the back door and walked out quietly. Oh, goodbye. I'm leaving. Oh, he couldn't do that job either. Not far from the bakery, Andy saw a sign at the entrance of a restaurant. Hey, I'm getting hungry. Let's go to the restaurant. Let's eat. It says, bus boy wanted. Inquire at head waiter. Maybe somebody here wants my help, Andy said. Right away he walked inside, looking for the head waiter. Oh, sir, I saw your sign outside. I'd like to be the new waiter. Can I start right now? Oh, the head waiter patted him on the back. That's the spirit, my boy. That's what I like to see in a young boy. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. 気さく明るい人は enthusiasm. 元気いっぱい enthusiasm. テンションが高い enthusiasm. You're hired, my boy. Keep it up and you'll make a fine waiter someday. A waiter, that's interesting. Oh, here he is, the waiter. They gave him an apron and a cap, and showed him how to set the table with plates and glasses and silverware. At dinner time, the guests began arriving. Waiters hurried in and out of the kitchen, carrying trays of food and bowls of steaming soup. There's the soup. It's hot. Watch out. Get these tables set, my lad, the head waiter said. We're expecting a party at any moment. It's busy in the restaurant, too. Oh, no! Andy dashed in the kitchen and picked up a huge stack of plates. But in his hurry, he forgot that one door was for coming in and the other was for going out. And sure enough, he took the wrong door just when a waiter was rushing in. Bang! Crash! Plates went flying all over the kitchen. In a moment, only broken pieces were left lying on the floor. And that was the end of Andy's job. And he has to go find a new job. The door says, I am in. Oh, he's sad again. Andy Ant was on the street again. He was very sad. What should I do, he wondered sadly. I'm just a plank good for nothing. Then suddenly he heard the sounds of a trumpet. Oh, beautiful music. He heard then the booming of a drum. Boom, boom, boom. Drum, drum, drum. Then he heard a band playing a snappy tune. Andy was standing right in front of the music hall. Why, ongaku music. They're having a concert. Very quiet. Very quietly, he sneaked inside. On the stage, the band was rehearsing. Andy stood at the back row, listening eagerly, when the music suddenly stopped. Cymbalists! Cymbalists, you've lost your place again, the band leader shouted. But, sir, you fired him yesterday, someone in the band said. So I did, the band leader stomped his feet. Well, what are you waiting for? Get me another cymbalist. Where's the cymbals? The cymbals. This one, maybe. At this moment, Andy stepped forward. Here, sir, I will be your new cymbalist. I can do it. Yes, I can. The band leader nodded. Andy, here's his cymbalist. 2 cymbals. What other? There's a drum and a trumpet. Trumpet, lots of trumpets. The band leader nodded. Andy took his place at the rear of the band and picked up 2 beautiful, shining brass cymbals. The band began to play, and every time the leader gave a signal, Andy struck the cymbals together. Big sound. Fun. Oh, wow! When the music stopped, the band leader stepped off the podium and rushed to shake Andy's hand. Bravo! Bravo! You're the greatest cymbalist I've ever had, he said over and over, and he hired Andy right on the spot. He got a job. He's going to be a musician. A week later, Andy received a splendid uniform of red velvet with golden braiding all over the chest. He got a tall cap with a smart black visor. And then there was a beautiful spring picnic and a concert when the winter was over, and Andy was happy. The end. That was my story time. But I have one more treat. I want to sing the ant song with you. Or maybe, yeah, let's sing. We'll sing the ant song next time. Good night.